It's Monday night, you guys. Where are you? I'll give you all a few minutes before I start the night. For those of you who are tuning in, if this is your first time, let me know where you're tuning in from. And I always like to hear how you hear about this. This is my regular Monday night little jam that I come on here and take time to connect with all of you. And sometimes I rant and rave, and sometimes I'm ranty. Sometimes I'm going off about whatever is going on in the world. I feel like this whole COVID thing got me more in a ranty mood than normal. But this whole purpose of this Monday night YouTube was to address any of those broad questions that all of you have about the work that I do, all things energy and the afterlife and the other side and personal development and how to get out of our own way and all of that stuff. So that's what tonight is always about. It's about asking those generalized questions about how this all happens. What is intuition? I'm infamously hating the phrase and the term and the designated title medium because I think there's such a preformed notion about what a medium is still in 2020. I think that people think it's BS, and I get it. And there's always that conflict in myself of telling people what I do for a living, because what people know or the way I'm presented is never really the whole story. What I love to do is help people wake up to themselves. And I just told Greg, I'm not going to be able to do this without crying, but I will. I can. So Monday nights just started for me to connect with you guys. Tonight, I have, annoying. I hate crying. I have an announcement to make that is ultimately good, but the reality of it is starting to settle in, and I have been sitting on this for months and months since COVID has started, and did not want to cry that quickly. And everybody's like, what? Oh my God, are you dying? No, I'm not dying, so it's fine. It's worse. No, just kidding. My whole life, I've only wanted to help people, and I get to help people, and I feel so blessed at the fact that I get to do what I do, and the people who come to me, all of you have been so amazing over the years, and I am infinitely grateful for everything that has come my way through hard work, through a true authentic heart that loves to give and help and be a step along people's journeys. And that's not changing, obviously. That will never change unless I won the lottery, and then I might just move to an island and say goodbye to everybody on the planet. But since that doesn't seem to be my path, I am announcing that because of COVID, I am closing the center. It's not a decision I made lightly, but the truth of it is that I know it's the universe pushing me to something bigger and better, whatever that means, whether it means just continuing from doing readings at my home, which I've done. And I do believe, and I've told all of you all over these years, that when the universe forces change on you, when you lose a job, when a relationship falls apart, when you're forced to make a change, that is universe's way of telling you, like, hello, you're not getting the memo. It's time to move on. There's evolution here. And the universe just does it for you. And I have never met someone who has lost a job that sat with me in complete despair and didn't ever have I had the 100% confidence of the universe is working for you. The universe is helping you. I promise you. And I've said that over and over for the years. But of course, now I'm having a hard time taking my own advice on one level. And on another level, I know it's time for the center to have played itself out in the location that it's in. Because of COVID, I can't do groups there. And it doesn't make sense for me to hold and pay for a space that can't be utilized properly. I don't think we will be able to utilize that spot and do actual meaningful group work for a year at least. So the practical part of me is saying, okay, it's time. The universe has set this in place for you because I never would have pulled the plug on it. And then there's that community. You guys, that has been so built there, and the energy that has filled that space for the last 13 years is amazing. And that's not changing. I mean, thankfully, because of technology, it's now a virtual center, and it'll be time. So my heart knows this is the right thing to do. My head is like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? I built this place that has meant everything to me. It is what has allowed me to divorce and create a livelihood that I love and a career that I love and an unbelievable life that I have today. So that center has been amazing. But between COVID and, quite honestly, a landlord that has made it perfectly clear that he doesn't care. And I wasn't going to say anything about him, but I decided my angry self is going to, because I'm still me. But the energy there is played out. So the center, as far as a physical location for readings and the group work for now, is we're done. We're leaving. We're separating. And I don't know. I have no idea what's coming next. I will continue to do readings through the phone. I will take this opportunity that the universe has given as far as this great big pause and slow down that I desperately, desperately needed anyway. And I know many of you did too. I'm taking that in and furthering my learning. I'm almost done with my 500-hour yoga teacher training during COVID, and that's filling my soul. I will continue on with additional learning and growth just for my own sake. And then I will see what juncture we're in. So it's sad, but I don't feel like right now we can meet meaningfully there. I'm not going to do readings with a mask on, and yet I do believe we all need to be wearing our masks. So I just can't imagine doing readings with masks and plexiglass, and Michelle and I having to clean and wipe down everything in between people, and creating spots on the floor for 6 feet distancing. And I know that I wouldn't follow those rules properly, and then I can't get fined, and I just can't. So the tears are just like the reality. I've been sitting on this for months, as a few of you have known, and it's time. It's time to just say goodbye to the old energy and really step into this, like I was talking last night on online meditation, step into this giant void that I believe all of the earth is in. And if I have to walk my talk, it's certainly right now, as far as I need to leap into the void, into the unknown, with no fear and no regrets. And so that is my announcement tonight. And who knows, maybe a year from now, maybe I'll buy a building. Maybe I will win the lottery and move to an island, and then you'll all wonder, like, if I died or something. So yeah, that is the deal. I'm still doing what I do. I'm doing it all online, phone readings, and then all Zoom classes. So all that remains. I think it's good for us to stay safe. I think I think the world hasn't seen this whole COVID thing just yet. Not to put fear out there. I don't have fear of that. It's just a reality of it that I think there's a lot more work to be done. And I think the next year is a big void, a big unknown that we all need to sort of slow down and really reassess what's important. So on a good note, there's a part of me that does feel relieved because I get to slow down, but then I'm like, oh, something I built for 13 years just kind of taken from me. But I have to stop saying that because it totally wasn't. I know it's the universe working for me, for us. So I can't even read your comments yet because I can't see. Because I'm crying, and I got toilet paper because I couldn't find tissues. I texted Greg right before and said, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to not cry during this. So it's a good, yeah, you'll all come to the islands with me. Perfect. We'll do a retreat center at a retreat center on an island. That would be perfect. So that's that. I don't know how to end it because a part of me thinks I should just now close it up and take everything out. But I wanted to ask all of you, and you can write to us either on Facebook or through an email. I told Michelle to be prepared for emails about do you need another time to go see the center? I have a ton of books there that I'll be giving away. So I do want to have a little bit of a giving away, but I need to do that in a safe distancing way. So think about like your own need as far as being able to kind of let that center, that part of the center, what do you need to do for yourself to sort of have the split and say goodbye, because it's a goodbye. And I know that center had so much life. So much life happened in those walls. And that's the part that makes me sad, that I think of all of the life, the ups and downs, the goods, the bads, all of your stories. It's all in the walls and in the paint of that center. And I think that's pretty cool. But the universe has made it abundantly clear that it's time. So there's that. So let me know what your needs. Diane said, we certainly know that you have enough toilet paper. I do. You are right. There's even more at the center. So on that said, let's see. My Yaya said we can go to her dream house with a lagoon. That sounds good. Thank you, Melissa, for that. I feel like we've outgrown the energy of that building as well. But it's annoying to hear that, oh, somebody else wants your space. And I'm like, oh, I built it for 13 years and it's just a space to you, but it was more to me. Let's see. So now that that's over, let's just get all Irish and just go into denial that I said all that now and just go forward. So I'm reading your comments. And no offense to Irish. I'm Irish. I'm just saying, let's do what the old school Irish did and just not have emotion, which clearly I did not get in my family. Let's see. Thank you, Christina and Marnie and Kim and Carolyn. Diane, write another book. That's in my brain. And a whole other book. Not even about the afterlife and the other side. It's so much bigger. And that's always been my message, that it's, when people say there's a medium, I'm like, no, I'm not. I prefer doing life work. I prefer to work with the living and create lives we like to live. So, thank you, Carrie. My gosh, I've been lighting incense here at the house, like the center, and then that makes me cry because I'm like, my house smells like the center. The center is just a shell and starting point for much better things. Technology has brought us far. We'll get to see you. Yes, thank you, Kyle. Community's not going anywhere. The center is in our center. It's so true. Thank you, Ziggy Chick. Who are you, Ziggy Chick? I love that name. Breathe. You're going to be okay. Growth and renewal is needed. Center is just the start. Well, you guys are great. I gotta read. I think I'm gonna throw up, said Cindy. Oh my God. Jewel in the Crown of Humanity. Now that one I like. I like that a lot. I'm gonna put that on my next website. If you want to know what I do, I'm the jewel in the crown of humanity. You got that, Greg? I love that, Marnie. I truly love that phrase, but I'm going to obnoxiously use it and apply it towards myself now. Phyllis, thank you. Annie, thank you. Nicole, thank you. Robin, thank you. We're just reading through. Rant away makes me feel better. Hello, Jill. Thank you. Thank you, Carolyn. Carolyn sent me a great picture of herself in her "My Brain is an Asshole" shirt. No, it is what it is, but it isn't shirt. Chrissy, you're on here. Thank you. Oh, Helen, that's you. Gotcha. Marge, thank you. Oh my gosh. You're wonderful. This is awesome. I should have said this months ago because I've been sitting on this. I just texted Michelle saying I'm going to just say it now because I need to get it out and over with. But yes, universe is giving a push and we'll see what happens next. Oh, well done, Greg. Well, great comment. Oh my God. See this, I'm telling you, people, many years ago, I used to sit in medium groups, right, with a bunch of mediums. And a lot of them were a little much. Wonderful humans, but a little much. And they used to talk, and this was the very beginning when I started out, like 2006, 2007. So I was really new to all this. And I'll never forget one, maybe it was 2008, whatever. One person said, "Do you get a lot of very severely disturbed people who come to you as far as the physical humans, not even the other side?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I get like really like normal, great people, funny people, people who are willing to be vulnerable." Like, "No, I don't." She's like, "Well, you be careful because and the more you do this, you're going to get some really bizarre, insane people." And I thought, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm scared." And so I do believe you attract what you are. And I'm not saying that I'm normal because we all know that's not true. But I just love the people who come to me, the people who are in the tribe that we talk about, whether you've never stepped foot in the center and you attend this every Monday night. There's something that brings you back to this group, to this energy. And I just love that. So, yeah, I don't get too many, off the deep end. And I have had some off the deep end. I mean, I remember one night a man came into meditation and really scared the living shit out of all of us. And oh God, I felt like I was Trump drinking my water. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring him in here, but I felt like I was like, ooh, shaky. Sorry, bad segue. But, or not good segue, because either way that you all feel, and let's not go there with politics. Let's just move right along, all of us. This is a happy place. So what I do have coming forward is my time of rest, my time of regrouping, and my revamping. I want to do a lot more coaching, a lot more hands-on work with the living, working on blocks, getting out of your own way, making the comfort zone, blasting through your own comfort zones. So I am working on that coaching structure, which I was supposed to launch this back in March, a week before this whole COVID thing happened. And my back went out and I was just out and I couldn't do the call. And now again, I realize why the universe placed everything, because I had a completely different frame of coaching that doesn't feel right to me now. So the details will be released in the next coming weeks about what the coaching opportunities are. I will be hosting a coaching Zoom call for people to get more information about it. It will be multi-layers, different opportunities. There will, I want to make it affordable and accessible to all. I want to make it meaningful for all, where there'll be large group work all the way up into individual one-on-one sessions. So that's coming, and that excites me. That totally makes me, lights me up, because when I see people doing well and climbing out of their old shit and feeling really good about themselves, I just light up. That's what I love to see and be a part of. So that's coming in the next few weeks. So if you want to be a part of the coaching or just get the information about it, send an email to Michelle, which is info@beingknowingdoing.com, and just say, could you please add me to the coaching list? And I'm literally only taking people who are really serious about it, though, not any of that like, well, I'm not sure. If you're not sure, then listen to that space inside of you. But if you're like, no, I need something and it's time, you're the people that I want right now. And if you're not feeling that way, that's not a bad thing. Just honor where you are at. Where if it's like, nope, I'm not ready to make any changes, honor that. But you probably don't want to join in this round unless you want to see what it's about. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Robin, that's right. Robin was there the night that man scared us. And oh, that's right. Paulo wanted to protect us. He did. He didn't want us to leave. It was very bizarre. We were a little afraid. I think that was the only time I was ever scared at meditation. Let's see. Lindsay, thank you. Katie, thank you. Oh, I'm gonna reread all these. I love it. Get out the sunglasses. I'm going to keep needing to. Career coach. Yeah, there's so many different facets, and people keep saying, what are you coaching about? And that's the thing. It's that there'll be some people who need to find themselves. There'll be moms who need to find their way. There'll be people who need to really go for work. So I don't think I have a specific women. I mean, mostly women, but that's been my work. But Tom, I know you're tuning in here, so that doesn't exclude men, but we'll see. We'll see how that all works. Grace, I'm glad you brought that up. Last year, I hosted my first spiritual summer camp for adults, and I had it at an undisclosed location. Let's put it that way. And I will be bringing that back on a smaller scale. So obviously we had larger numbers last year, and I'll bring that back this summer. Michelle and I were talking about redoing this spiritual summer camp again, a day here, a day there, to just come and play with me, and we'll do spiritual exercise, fun exercises, meditation, yoga. We did that maze last year. Well, there'll be more of that type of stuff. So all that's coming up. Christina, would I ever do an ETA class online? So when this whole COVID thing started, I was supposed to start ETA level 1. A lot of you are in here on that Friday after this whole COVID thing started. So we decided to start meeting online just to get the ball rolling. And then we obviously started to see like, oh, wow, this whole quarantine thing is not ending in 30 days. So we did the entire class online. So they unknowingly, they were my pilot group because we all kind of just got thrown into, okay, now we're online. Now, I didn't think it could be done online. I didn't want to do it online. But honestly, that group, it was so remarkable that I realized, oh my gosh, I can accomplish the same work and goals with ETA online that I could do in person. So yes. So I will be offering ETA level 1 again in the fall at some point, late summer, probably fall, like September, October. Coaching will be taking some time up. Introduction to Mediumship 101 and 102 will be coming back. So there's so many projects in the air, but ETA is one of them. For those of you who have taken ETA level 1, 2, 3, or 4, I'm putting in a refresher course for all of you because I haven't planned the series again. Some of you didn't take part 2 and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to add another whole level in there just as a refresher. So lots of stuff happening, lots of teaching, lots of interaction, a lot more readings. I've added so many more readings every month because I'm not running around and I'm not in 8,000 directions and I'm not doing 5, 6, 7, 8 galleries a month. So I feel like I've been able to kind of chill. So yes, ETA will be offered online. Jen said ETA online was amazing. And that group, they're so close. They are so close, and they've never met. None of them have ever met yet. So we are going to plan to meet ETA in person, but we'll still get that done, my ETA people. Do I offer mediumship classes on Zoom? Yes. You're a medium but paralyzed and do not drive? Yes. Maja? Yes, they're online. You can actually already purchase the one I already did online, and then I'm going to do a 102 series, which I've never taught. So it's the next level up. So yes, lots of different opportunities and classes and things to be taken on your own time. My yoga teacher training, because I love to learn. I really have no desire to teach yoga at all. Like the physical practice, I like all the other aspects of yoga, but teaching the physical part of yoga is not why I'm taking yoga. I don't want to teach it. But I'm loving the philosophy and learning the different the 8 branches of limbs of yoga. So I'm taking that online, and I realized, oh my gosh, like I feel connected to these people, and now I get it. So a lot has opened up. So just make sure that you're on my mailing list so you get my emails from the office that announcing all this. And I think that would be it. They'd have to be. Oh, and my online school right now, because I'll be adding classes on there. So it's the deborahhanlon.teachable.com. My online school has 2 classes on there already that I've put out, and then I'll be putting up the Introduction to Mediumship on there that's pre-recorded, and then I'll be doing another live one probably again in the fall, kind of giving myself some time to put this all together. So I think that's it on my and I have a gallery tomorrow night, a virtual gallery, and I have a couple more spaces for that. So that's all my news. It's a lot. I need a drink of water. So where are we at? I'm the jewel in the crown of humanity, you guys. Don't forget it, okay? Because I like that a lot. Oh my God, my eyes are like all bloodshot. Oh my goodness, I'm going to read Facebook. I totally even forgot Facebook's over here. I'm going to read all these comments later. So thank you. Thank you. Lizette, thank you. Yeah, annoying to close. Sorry to hear you're closing the center. Yeah, me too. You'll build another space. It'll make people feel relaxed. The building doesn't matter. It's the way you set the atmosphere. It's so true. ETN lawn would be nice in a way that we could turn you off when you corner us with the dredging. That's so true. Let's see. That needs to be wine, girl. It does need to be wine. Maybe later, some wine. What else? Can you guys do a thumbs up or something so I don't feel awkward in my silent break right now? Yeah. Do. Anyway, how about those Yankees? I don't know what's happening I don't know. Are they even playing? No, nobody's playing. There's fake people in the stands. There's nothing happening. Carol, I couldn't imagine ETA being effective online either, and I was scared. That's why I did a slow rolling out of it, because I was like, yeah, let me just I'm just going to do a little bit and give them a couple, 2 hours here, 2 hours there, 3 hours here. Then I realized, oh crap, we got to finish this online. So we wrapped it up, and they're just a tight group online. So it's amazing to me, totally amazing that these people have never met in person, and they're like all the other ETA groups, like just completely bonded. So there's that. Let's see. My other thing I was thinking a lot about, totally redirecting my energy, but had this thought, and I brought it up in meditation. Yeah, I had to meditation last night. Oh, that's another thing. I'm doing monthly meditation now, so you could just pay by the month if you prefer. Because I know a lot of you take it every single week, and it's what a pain in the neck to have to keep like remembering to sign up. So for those of you who do meditation often, there's the monthly meditation plan too now. So that's the way. Yes, that is way up more my alley, Katie. Thank you. They should have a middle finger um icon like to click up top there. Okay, so Jill, good. You're asking a question. Can you talk about animals? Do we have soul contracts with our pets? Oh my gosh. So those of you who know about Baker, our puppy, um, I was never a big dog person until this dog came into our life like 5 months ago. And like last night, I had my face in the dog's face, and he was like basically licking my face. I mean, he really wasn't because that still is like, ooh. But I was like, I cannot believe my face is this close to a dog face and I can't get enough of his face. So yes, our pets, totally. We totally have soul contracts with our pets. And I finally get it with the dog thing now. I finally get like how, oh my gosh, they just are just little love. I just can't believe it. I didn't know. I did not know. I really didn't. Tim, hello. I see you there. Looking forward to meditation. Good. I hope I see a lot of you on meditation. Sunday night, 7:30 to 9, or usually we're done by 8:30 meditating part, and you can jump off, or if you want to stay and listen to the conversation, you can do that too. So, oh, I love that. You guys said you didn't think you would survive quarantine without ETA class. I love this. So yes, our pets. Sorry, going back to our pets. So now that I have Baker, I'm like really like into dogs, and I see dogs when they're walking, and I actually like stop and pet them. You guys don't even understand. I never did this. I'd be like, ugh, I don't want to touch dog fur. Now I love not just this little Baker, but all of your little doggies, because I'm like, oh, I get it now. They're so loved by their humans. So last week I had a client, and her dog was sick. And I was like, oh my God, my heart is aching for this woman. Her dog is sick. And I'm like, let me see if I can tune into the dog's body. Okay. Now, 5 months ago, I would have been like, yeah, you should probably take it to a vet. I don't really know. And I tuned into the dog, and basically, long story short, she takes the dog to the vet the next day and says, listen, I see the psychic. She said, you got to check his ears. He's got a problem with his ears. And the vet was like, it doesn't have a problem with the ears, but they checked and has a problem with the ears. And so she writes this on Facebook. It was posted. And now I turned to Greg. I'm like, oh my God, now I'm like a pet psychic. So this is like all new, but I'm not really a pet psychic, and I'm not that. That's not my strength and forte. But I thought it was pretty hilarious that now that I'm a dog person, now I can tune in to dogs and cats. But I don't. So that I'm not going to really put that out there, even though I just did. So, all right. Any other generalized questions? Anything you want to talk about? I lost my train of thought before about what I was saying at meditation, so clearly it wasn't important. It's awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, Yvette. Yes. Hello, my fellow yogi. Yankees coming soon. Wow. Okay. So I know what my thought was at meditation last night. And I do often like to I like to notice things in life and things that are going on inside me, because obviously I'm not a unique individual. I mean, we're all unique, but like if you're having an experience, chances are someone else has had that experience. And I said to the people in meditation last night that it's time for you all to share your authentic selves, right? It's time like to share what you're into, share if you believe in unicorns, start sharing that with people. If you whatever like lights you up, put it out there, because I still hear so many people that kind of keep things to they're a secret. I know a lot of people will say like, "Oh, I can't tell my family that I come to you," which on a human level that starts to bother me, because I'm like, why? Am I like this like wackadoodle weird person? No, but the perception is that I must be. So I don't like being like a secret. where like, oh, I'd love my family to come to you, but they'll all think I'm crazy. Start speaking up about what you love and believe and what is found like you've worked for you, right? So start showing your authentic self. And when you do that, you're helping someone else be able to be more authentic for themselves. And we would tell our kids to stand up for somebody else in class that was getting bullied, right? Like I don't know many parents that would be like, hey, when a kid's getting bullied, just let them get bullied, run away. You don't want to be picked on. I mean, maybe there's some jerks out there like that. I'm sure there are. But for the most part, I would imagine that most parents would be like, hey, if you see somebody treating someone unfairly, stand up for them. It's the same premise. If you believe something, if you feel passionately about something, if something has helped you, I don't care if it's like the elixir of butterfly vomit. I don't know where that came from out of my head, but I just saw butterfly vomiting, which can they look that up if butterflies vomit? I digress. But if you believe in the powerful force of butterfly vomit, you might want to see an old psychic I used to know that used to have crazy people come to them. But anyway, tell people, share it because it will help someone along your way. And yes, there's always going to be people who think you're weird or crazy or out of line. But people who give me the side eye, I don't really want to be with them either. Just like they don't want to be with me, I don't really want to be with them either. So it's mutual, and I wouldn't do harm to anybody. But it's mutual. Do you know what I'm saying? So light your show your light. Show your light in the world, whatever that is. Let people know. I have siblings who have come to me for years and years, and I'm very quiet about who comes to me. I don't tell anybody, but I have siblings that come to me for years and years and years, and they don't know they both come to me. And they will say, like, oh, my sister will think this is crazy. And I'm sitting here like, I don't think your sister's going to think this is crazy. I think she might be a believer. No, you don't know. And I'm like, no, I really do know. I saw your sister like a month ago. So like more people believe and have the thought processes and the inklings that you do. Not everybody, but they do. So share it, spread it, say it, be bold, be brave, be the person that stands on the forefront of it. And yeah, they might get some people think you're nuts, like butterfly vomit. I don't know where that came from. I literally don't know why. You know what I probably saw in my head? I probably saw a butterfly sucking the my God, help me. I'm digging myself in deeper now, aren't I? The syrupy shit butterflies eat. I don't know. What do butterflies eat? I don't know anything about butterflies. But maybe I saw it going in the mouth and I thought it was a butterfly vomiting. I don't know. I saw it in my head. It was blue with a little bit of green on it and a little black. But whatever. Let your freak flag fly. Yes, exactly, Jennifer. Thank you. Oh my God, Katie, I tried to look up butterfly vomit. You don't want to look that up. Oh my God, I am scared. Please, you guys, let's not look up. Please. Oh dear God. What have I done? In less than an hour, I have completely devolved my entire nectar. Thank you. Nectar. They drink nectar, you guys. Oh my God. Yeah, Marge is saying, now I have to look it up, Katie. I'm terrified. I am terrified. And Jill says Monday nights are my favorite. Oh my God. Now you guys are gonna be like, I don't know. I talked to Deborah Hanlon and she's like a dog whisperer now, and she believes in the powerful elixir of butterfly vomit. Wouldn't it be hilarious if there was some power in butterfly vomit and we're onto something collectively? Oh my God. I'm so scared. I'm so scared because Marge is saying she wants to look it up. Oh God. I let my daughter listen to the reading I had with you. She loved all the things you had said about our 3 boys, my grandsons. You were so right on spot. Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you, Grace. Oh my gosh. Hilarious. Oh God. They are sentient butterflies and I have disgraced them. And now I'm going to be a butterfly whisperer in my spare time. I'm going to teach them how to do yoga. Butterfly yoga. It's a thing. Look it up. And if it's not a thing, I'm going to put it on my new website where I'm the crown jewel of all humanity. No, I'm the crown jewel. What was it? In the crown of humanity. Anyway, does anyone have a question? If you could only hear how you're making Gennaro laugh. Hey, Kelly, how are you guys? When he hears you talk about butterfly vomit, he's hysterical. You made a little boy's night. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to unite in the absurdity and yet the possible reality of butterflies vomiting. But please don't look it up. Make sure nobody looks it up. God help us. Okay. Cindy saying, I was discussing this with family. I don't usually tell people if I have messages I believe is for them, fear of the look. But for the past 4 or 5 years, I spoke my truth. Good for you, Cindy. Cindy, you shared with me one of the most amazing poems about being in the next room. I can never remember the name of it, but I just usually Google that part to pull it up. And you shared that with me. So in a reading, I remember you let me become aware of that beautiful poem. This same subject came up today in a tarot reading. Speak your truth. Absolutely. Say it. Say it, say it, say it. Oh, God. I know right now, by the way, Greg is looking up better butterfly vomit. And if it's anything inappropriate, let's say, he's mortified right now. Or oddly amused. I will let you know. Oh, God. Marianne is saying you don't want to look it up. Oh, boy. Why did I say that? Of all things. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It was for Gennaro. Gennaro, that was for you, my little love. What's my favorite flower? What is my favorite flower? I really like roses. I really, really do. All color roses. Love roses. Why? Why are you asking me that, Ina? I'm afraid. A jewel in the crown of humanity. Correct. Oh, God. I know. I'm sorry. Your head's going to be weighed down with that crown. Eileen, let me have my moment, okay? Let me have my moment. Don't butterflies represent change for some? You mentioned them yesterday and today. Call this a stretch, but some get sick when they think of change. But voila, butterfly vomit. That is very good logic and a very good, completely, a great line of logic, Jackie, and I'm with you. Butterfly vomit sounds like a new shirt. Oh my God. Not if it's inappropriate on Google. No, I'm not doing it. Oh God, Katie says you don't want that on a shirt. What have I done? What have I done? We're moving on. Okay. My best friend is having her baby boy in November. It's her rainbow baby. Is all going to be okay? That is more of a personal intuitive question, which I do promise I will come back and do, I don't think tonight, because my eyes still feel swollen from crying, so I kind of don't like that feeling. But that's more a personal, direct intuitive question. So when I keep trying to ask for questions, I actually have more generalized questions, but, because to get me out of trouble from this whole vomit thing. Same with that, Melissa. Why is Daisy a psycho dog? I don't know. I don't know that I really want to start plugging into animals. My choice of words is not okay tonight, by the way. Okay. Carrie says, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I love when Deb rambles like this. It's relaxing. I am glad. Here's the thing. This is truly my brain. Do you know what I mean? This isn't like me being someone for this. This is me. This is me. Except normally, I have the Corona bun. I told you guys, my hair's getting done this Friday, you guys. But no, this is how I've been living. And I've been really happy with the growth of my hair and stuff, but you wouldn't know it because this is like an onion head all day long. Just my kids, I'm shocked they have not said horrible things about me, about my face and my hair, but maybe they just know better. So that's normally the look, but this is real. Butterfly vomit and all. I don't know. Yikes, the Urban Dictionary is wildly perverse, and that's the first thing that shows. I'm not looking it up. I don't want to know. I apologize terribly for bringing to light something that may be, I'm afraid. I can only imagine. I can only imagine what comes up. Oh God, so you're all looking it up. Yep, great. I'm ruining all of you. Oh boy. Katie, thank you. Christina's saying, I love Monday nights for this reason. I don't know. I think I've just done lost it. Okay, thank you, Jennifer, for keeping me on track. Why is it easier for babies and little kids to see and communicate with those who have passed? Billy totally giggles at nothing, so I'm sure somebody who love is playing with him. Great question. It's going to keep us focused and away from this other inappropriate thing that's happening. Children have not, a couple of things. Our visual cortex picks up tons of information all the time, and our brain processes the information. But very much like when we go into automatic response, like when we're driving, we don't really, it's like an automatic, I keep forgetting what that's called. You guys will probably know it, but we basically drive and we're not really thinking about driving, but we do it automatically. What happens with our brain is over time when we see things, it just gets stored as information, and we don't really see things as they are. We see things as we think they are. So in a dumb example, when we go into our house, we might not see a crooked picture that's hanging on the wall because we see it all the time. So we're not registered that it's crooked anymore. We just know that there's a picture over there. And it's not until somebody walks into the house and it's like, oh my God, that picture's crooked. And you're like, wow, I wonder why I didn't realize that. It's because you're in your environment. So when we get present, we really look at things for the first time. And that sends a signal to the brain to experience things as they are right now. Along those lines are all of the data that our eyes are filtering out for efficiency so that we can see and understand, like, oh, that's a computer screen. Oh, that's a microphone. Oh, this is water. So our brain just creates everything in kind of this category for us to be able to walk and be in life. Children have not had that level of the filter out mode. So they're able to see the deceased itself, literally visually see and understand that it's energy. They understand that it's a being and that they're very real. We filter it out because we've been taught when we die, we're done. And because of that, that's the brain signal that we send it. So say we see someone who's passed, the brain will just skip right over it because it's like, no, you didn't see your grandmother because she passed. So it all happens so quickly. Babies don't have that filter. And they start to get out of that zone around 3, 4, 5 years old, which is ironically, not so much, the same time that we put children in school and we start teaching them facts and data instead of teaching them more about their own intuition and their connection to their environment around them. So that's why. So yes, babies absolutely see and experience the other side because there's nothing telling them logically that that's incorrect. Good question. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Carolyn, do we really get lessons to learn? If so, what happens when we really get it? Do we get another lesson? Good question. I started to, and you're going to love this, Carolyn. I talk so much about lessons in life, and like love is a lesson, and finances are a lesson, and self-development and confidence and all this. We're given these lessons. But every time I use the word lessons in a reading or for myself, I always had this like negative connotation about it, right? Like, well, it's your lesson here to learn loss, or it's your lesson here to learn about love. It's your lesson. And I started to feel like, well, that feels like pretty shitty, because it's like, it's my lesson. So I started to replace the word lesson for experiences. There are different experiences that our soul is here to experience. And that makes me feel better about it. And not that it's this whole, like, did I pass? Did I get it? Did I not get it? It's an experience. And when I've really changed my whole thinking around just one word, it helped me to not get so attached positively or negatively to the lessons and whether I'm getting it or not. And it's more bringing me directly into the experience itself. Like, oh, this pandemic is an experience, and clearly it's a collective experience that we're all sharing at the same time in space. But it's an experience instead of a lesson. So on that regard, when you have these experiences, you'll start to realize, oh yeah, I'll get it when I can stay with the experience and then not interpret the experience, whether I've done right or wrong. Does that make sense? So, and also on those lines, when we're not getting it or accepting the experience, the way we know if we're getting something or not is, does it keep showing up? Say you are uh what's a good life lesson plan? Love. We'll take love. Say that you can't find a mate and you date someone and then they're not who you thought they were. And then you marry someone and they're not who you thought they were. And then you go on all these other dates and you can't find somebody. There's obviously a lesson in love there. And it stops when that lesson stops showing up, or the resistance to the experience of finding love stops showing up. That's when we get it. So I'm starting to take myself personally first before I ever talk about any of this stuff with you guys, and stop making everything about a pass fail, get it, not get it, because that ultimately makes me feel like I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting it. And I don't want people to feel that. You are getting it. You are doing it. Um so yes, and then on that regard, like, yeah, we evolve into another experience that we start to experience. That's one of the things I do believe, like, truly is the benefit in the center closing, is that I was forced to, and mostly forced. So I would not have had been closing the center had all of this not happened. And yet there's an experience in this letting go that I need to have. But once that experience is over, then I'll be in a new experience. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Let's see. Thank you, Ina. Thank you. And your mom's name is Rose. I love that. That is such a wink. What do green dragonflies eat? Nectar, please. Let's just say nectar. Is it butterfly vomit? Do they eat butterfly vomit? Is that what the connection between them are? Ice just says I should add some vodka. How do we know it's not vodka? This could be a big hearty glass of vodka. No, I had one bad night with vodka. Ask Greg. Never gonna have it again. It required my best friend Kristen having to try to get me into pajamas. And it wasn't that long ago. Maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. Yeah, last time I had vodka. Oh God. Oh God. I'm not gonna look. I'm so terrible. Okay. Why do I keep touching poison ivy? Oh, I don't know. Poison ivy, man. I never had a reaction until we moved to this house. And then if I touch it, it's like everywhere. It's horrible. Okay. What do I do every day to keep yourself grounded through all this craziness? That's a great question, Janae. The slowing down and not filling my life with so much running and stuff and buying, although I do like Amazon a lot. That's helping me. I do meditate. I really do have this practice, whether it's just a few breaths. I stretch, I do yoga. Walking every day to just get myself moving. I needed movement in my body after this injury that was like making me crazy years ago. I developed a fear of getting re-injured. And in the last year or two, I realized, oh my gosh, I'm okay for the most part. I have regular aches and pains, but I'm okay. But I developed a fear. So movement, my body needed movement, needed to trust that it could move. So I'm slowing down and paying attention. What do I need? What do I want in this moment? What really matters? And the beauty for me during this time is I have been able to reflect over the incredibly hard work that it has taken me to get to this point in my life that I truly, truly appreciate everything I have, everyone who's in my life, appreciate that my life is really not filled with drama. It's just not. It's just, I'm like so boring and I love it. I love like, wow, I got a small circle and a huge community at the same time. So really daily gratitude is super important. Noticing what you do have, even the things that you don't have and desire and the things that you want to change, start looking at them as experiences and something that causes you to rise to a challenge. So a lot of things keep me grounded. Um, I've done I cook. I'm cooking, like I like animals and I'm cooking. And so that's when I think, yeah, it might be a little apocalypse, end of the world type of thing happening. But I don't think I could be that lucky. So I'm just enjoying my home. But I also don't have little ones. My kids are teenagers, and that's a challenge in and of itself. But I would not have been in this mindset if my children were under 10. I can tell you that right now. Under 12, really, because they're autonomous for the most part. They need me, they come, we talk. It's been amazing. I've never spent more time with my children and I'm loving it and so many good things. So, but that would not be the case. If I had little ones, I would have jumped off the bridge. I'm not kidding. I would have jumped off the bridge. So I don't know, Janae, if you have little ones, and if you do, I would make sure you try to steal time away for yourself to like get grounded, because I I did not enjoy motherhood when my kids were very little. I had 3 rambunctious, crazy little boys. You never get a break. You never feel like you're doing anything right. And I'd have that mother guilt at night after I had the like, oh, okay, let's eat. Okay, let's do bath. Oh my God, stop splashing everywhere. Oh my God. And then you get them in their pajamas, you're sweating 24/7. And then they finally go to bed and you're like so guilty because you like finally lost it, you lost their shit, and you're like, just go to fucking bed. You know, that was me as a young mother. And now I see my teenagers. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't mess you guys up. Like, you guys, you're all right. You know, I mean business when I mean business. So I would not be okay if my kids were little. So God bless all of you who have little children, because I don't know. I don't know, with the homeschooling. No, wouldn't have gotten it done. Wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. Okay, so Kathy, if you see a lot of winks one day from spirit and not so many another day, what does that mean? Means you're being human. It doesn't mean that they're not coming. It usually means that it's either not as needed or overly needed, like we're desperate for a sign. But signs, I don't want to say this because it's not totally true, but signs don't typically come every single day. They don't. Yet we are filled with signs every day that we're not seeing. So every day, when you're grieving especially, should not be filled with everything being a sign, even though that's our tendency because we're so in need of connection and looking for those signs. But we tend to like want to overdo it, especially in the beginning of a death. So I wouldn't look or read into like what it is or what it isn't. Like, did they take that day off? Did they not want me to let them know they're around? Maybe you're busy one day, more occupied than another. So there's so many different factors. But I wouldn't interpret that as them not being around. It's more of where you're at when we see signs, feel them, and then when we don't. Oh my God. Oh God, Greg. Greg just said you can't imagine. I can't, why? I don't know what to say about this whole thing with the butterfly. I wish I could just take it back. Take it all back. I don't, and by the way, I don't want to know. I am not looking it up. I don't want to know. So Greg, when I go up there, don't tell me. Don't show me. Ignorance is bliss, and I'm going to, on this one, stay in a place of ignorance because I don't want, no, Katie, he can't. I can't. I can't. I knew you were looking it up, Greg. I knew it. Oh God, I'm getting hot. I'm getting like anxious and hot. thinking of what it could possibly be. And for some reason, I have another type of visual in my head that's not okay, which I'm not sharing what that is. Oh, thank you, Carrie. This is why I'm here every Monday night. I love you. Crazy. Well, good. Is this Deb instead of Deborah? It looks good on you. This is me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Helen's getting hit with Nerf darts as you listen to me. Oh my God. You've never heard of a Corona bun? I have it too. Hair's never out of the Corona bun. How do I feel about Legos? What do you mean, Tim? How do I feel about Legos? Unless I missed something. Oh gosh. I'm just reading your Greg, pass her a note while she's on right now so we can see her reaction. I'm dying. No. Let's see. Did he? Oh, he texted, but you sent it to my phone. I am not looking. I am not looking at this. This is the worst night of my life. All of you. I just saw that he had a text. I didn't see what the text said, but I'm going to delete it. I don't want to know. Do you guys hear me on this? I apologize for what came out of my mouth. I will have Jack show her phone. No, I'm not looking. Oh God. Okay, Amber. I'm going to focus on you, Amber. I seem to always tune in wherever I need you. Major changes this week too. I have this book in my to be read pile, Broken Open. How difficult times help us grow. I keep your book nearby though. Broken Open was the most transformative book for me when I was deciding to get divorced, and a friend handed it to me and said, you need to read this book. And I opened the first page to that first quote by Anais Nin, and it says that the risk to remain in the bud far outweighed the risk it took to blossom. And I realized, oh my God, I've got to do this for myself, for my soul, for my life. So that's the best book. It is the best book, as well as, ladies, that one's really good for relationship issues, marriage issues, like really, taking the leap within yourself to do what you need to do. Another great book for all women is called A Year by the Sea. And the same friend gave me this book, and A Year by the Sea by Joan Anderson. Very quick, great beach read. It's a series, 4-part series or 3-part series. Make sure you get all the books because you're going to want them. Fabulous, true story. So that's another great book, A Year by the Sea. And that one is about a woman who I think she was like 50, 52, 54. And I remember thinking I read it about 32. And I thought, oh man, I got a long way for that. And I'm like, oh crap, I don't. I got 8 to 10 years for that. So that book is about a woman who raised her children. And here she is in that age range. And she's like, I don't even know who I am anymore. What do I want? What's my goals? Her relationship with her husband was not good. And she took a year and moved by herself to find herself. And the book is about what she did to find herself. And she moved to Cape Cod. It's such a great story. And it's a true story. So that's another book. And of course, mine as well, which is right here. But whichever one resonates. Heather is saying it's totally inappropriate. I'm dying here. Okay. Cindy's granddaughter starts to run to me, then looks above my head and starts crying and runs away. She's seeing something, and is she scared? She's seeing the aliens that are around you, Cindy. Cindy's afraid of aliens. That's why I said that. She could be. She could be seeing someone around you. And it's not that the person is scary. It just might be that she's not sure like what that is or who that is. Robin, it could be spirit. Absolutely. Hello, Regina. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for the laughs tonight. What are your thoughts on anxiety and panic disorder in relation to intuition and inner knowing? Great question. So many things. I'm just trying to think of the best abridged version for your question. Not abridged like flippant about it, but I want to get to the real nugget of it. Sometimes it is hard to decipher what is our intuition and what is ongoing anxiety. So that's difficult to know all the time. And you can't look at it as being right or wrong. Like, oh my God, I thought my gut was telling me this, but it wasn't. Or, my gut told me it was fine and now it's not. That happens to all of us. That happens to all of us. We get in our own way, and that's going to happen. Panic and anxiety, um, so many different directions I can go with this. A lot of times, I'm going to back up. I just want to answer this like concisely and clearly. So I used to be a bit of a jerk when it comes to the phrase empaths, because I was meeting so many people that were claiming to be empaths, and they would blame all of their life's going wrong based on this empath thing. That, well, I pick up on everyone's emotions, and then I can't ever feel happy because I'm feeling everybody's emotions in the room. And it would drive me crazy, because I am all about empowerment through your intuition. Your intuition is the most empowering thing we possess and own. And if we're using the phrase empath as an excuse to why we're not functioning properly, I wasn't having it. I wasn't allowing people to have that, because you are staying in a bit of the victim and blame and unempowered space. So over time, I realized that isn't quite the whole story. Being empathic is a very, very real thing and very difficult, which can lead to anxiety and panic, because you don't know what your feelings are yours and what aren't yours. How much are you feeling of someone else, and how much of you are not? So that plays into anxiety and panic. The best thing I can tell you is to create a small daily practice of meditation/focus. Why? Because anxiety is anytime our brain and our awareness is focusing on something that happened in the past that we cannot change, or it's focused on something in the past that we wish had changed, or we're thinking about the future, about something that may or may not happen that we don't have control over in that moment that we're thinking about it. And when we're in the past, thinking about the past or thinking about the future, the thing what we're not is present. We're not in the now. So a meditation practice brings us back to the now. And what does that mean? We hear that phrase all the time. Get present, be present, get in the now, be here now is the phrase I use a lot in ETA. It literally means that when you are experiencing, like right now, you're hearing my voice, your brain is also trying to process what I'm saying. And part of you, Renee, or anyone listening might still be stuck on the stuff I said empaths before. And you might say, no, I'm not asking about empaths. And maybe I am an empath. And your brain is back 2 minutes ago and not present with me. And our brains try to interpret everything that is taken in, including what people say. And that's why Facebook and social media, everyone's jumping all over each other, because we're not taking time to get present and find our center and be able to go, oh my gosh, the story I'm telling myself about X, Y, and Z is this. And it's so helpful to put your thoughts in that statement. And thank you, Brene Brown, for this. The story I'm telling myself about what I think that person thinks of me is. Because we have to realize that I don't know what, say, someone thinks of me. And my brain is filling in the blanks, and it might not be true. It probably isn't true most of the time. So all of that can filter into why we're anxious, why we have panic. So I say to you, get present, be here now, get a practice of meditation, just literally a pranayama, breath work. Look up pranayama and alternate nostril breathing. Look that up and do that for 60 seconds. And that teaches you focus and presence. And when we have that, then we are less inclined to interpret things and get wigged out over the past and the present. Past and the future. Does that make sense? So yes, it's difficult sometimes to know, is this my intuition or my inner knowing, or is this anxiety and panic? Telltale signs are anxiety if it's a pattern. Say you're anxious to be in a relationship, and every time you date someone, it doesn't feel right, or just you're out of your mind. But if that's something that keeps coming up, maybe you want to look at the type of person you're picking based on your intuition. Like, my intuition is telling me not to go with this person, but I'm doing it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So there's many nuances in there. That's a really long answer, and I don't know if I even answered it properly. Does that help? Let me know if you have additional questions springboarding off of what I just said. Let me just fix this. What's going on? Okay. Okay, when you communicate, do you hear their voices or your own? In your book, you say you have an active imagination and like to think a lot. How did you finally decipher the thoughts behind the thoughts? Oh, good question. And thank you for quoting my book. I mostly hear it in my own voice, but there are times when I don't. So I can tell if someone had a raspy voice, or like a real slow voice, or a drawl, or an accent sometimes. So it varies, but it's mostly my voice. And then how did I finally decipher the thoughts behind your thoughts? That's my mediumship class. That's what I teach in that class. And there's a system that I teach to start making you all become aware of the thoughts behind your thoughts, which means here I am, I'm talking to you, but if I really kind of like turned on another part of my brain to focus, and I really kind of opened myself up to energies around all of you, I would start to see, feel, and hear things like kind of over here. And I'm talking to you, but I know it's kind of like when you're having a conversation, but you also know what's going on in the TV. You're kind of half listening. It's kind of like the same way. So I just started paying attention to, that's weird. I just saw someone skiing, and, and then I saw the Taj Mahal. Oh my gosh, somebody must be traveling the world. So I make those connections that way. And when was that moment? I don't know. I don't think there was terribly a moment. I just realized like that's what I've been doing my whole life. But I thought that I was just using my imagination. Like, I just thought I was thinking about the Taj Mahal. I didn't know that there was actual meaning behind why I'm seeing the Taj Mahal. So a lot of times in reading, you'll hear me say like, why am I seeing blah, blah, blah? Because I don't even know. Recently I did a group reading, and I saw a huge, giant, like this big bullfrog, right? Huge. And the fact that it was so huge, and the fact that I knew it was a bullfrog, because I obviously don't know my insects and amphibians and plants, animals, and all that stuff. So I saw this big, huge bullfrog, and I'm like, it's not a little tree frog. It's not a cute little frog. It's this big, giant, like blobby bullfrog. So I'm like saying to this group of women, why is your mother showing me a bullfrog? And they all laughed. And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, could it be? And I forget what they said, like an alligator, or I don't know. They said something else green. And I was like, no. This is like quite specifically a bullfrog. And I have no idea why. Then all of a sudden I started hearing the song When Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. And I said, whoa, wait, did she always sing this song? And they were like, oh my God, yes, she did always sing that song. So sometimes like things don't make sense. I just see it, and I captured the fact that I saw it, and I have to remember like, oh my gosh, that's what she's talking about. So thank you for reading my book for sure. Let's see. Oh my God. Okay, Shelly, I just read your comment. I wasn't expecting that. Shelly said she had to look up the thing I said earlier. I really feel like the center closing and this new visual, it's the end of the world. What did I do? Oh my God. What did I do to you guys? I don't want to know. And I'm telling you right now, don't you anybody tell me, please. Oh God, it's the end of the world. I apologize profusely. Maybe this is why the center had to close, because this was going to come out of my mouth tonight anyway, so I had to say something terrible, and I have to just now go hide in a corner for the rest of my life. I don't know. At least I have a dog to take with me. Okay, why do some people seem to coast through life while others seem to go from one tough situation to the next? Does it speak to the person's energy? Isn't that a great question? I don't believe many people really truly coast through life. I think some people might make it look like they do or have. Um, but I think there's some people that kind of make life look effortless. And it isn't necessarily effortless for them. There's other people who don't want people to think it's difficult for them. And then there's people who you're like, wow, WTF. Why, I've met so many parents that had multiple children pass of tragic means. Like, why? What is that about? So there's no rhyme or rhythm, and we can go back to like those lessons or the experiences. It could go back to the consciousness and the energy that, yes, that some people are, I don't really want to use the word stuck in, because stuck sounds negative too, but there's a belief system of life's always going to be this way. And the greatest thing we can do for ourselves is create movement, create evolution, create change, because nothing ever changes unless a change is made, whether it's external, like the world going into quarantine. That was an external force change on all of us, or many of us. Or internal, where you finally get so miserable that you decide, like, all right, I have to make a change. So sometimes people keep having the same stuff because they don't know better. They don't know how to make a change. They don't think changes are possible, or that they deserve change or anything goodness. I mean, there's so many different reasons this happens. So it does, in a way, speak to someone's energy, but it's not like someone's energy's fault, too. Life happens, and my gosh, it happens often. I will say that, how do I say this nicely? I will say that there are family members I have that always have, that phrase, oh, it's always something, it's always something, it's always something. And there truly was always something big, huge, life-changing dramas and traumas. And I was like a little kid kind of witnessing all this. And I thought, like, oh my God, it's so sad that all these terrible things are happening to my family around me, thinking it happened to them. And it did. A lot of it did. But there comes a point in our life where we have to get really real and honest with ourselves and go, holy crap, I need to change some stuff up. I need to make big, huge leaps and bounds, whether that's leaving relationships or going after a job you didn't think was possible, or losing a lot of weight or building up muscle, whatever it is that you really need to do. There has to come that breaking point where you go, I got to knock off my shit. And I got to pull myself together, because we all have this, like, this little mud puddle of stupidity that we all do. We're all in it, and we're all just like, oh my God, life is terrible. But if we really think about some things in our life, they're very changeable, regardless of what our circumstances are. But sometimes we get into these ruts, and we just verbalize over and over and over how, like, oh my God, life's so unfair, and life is this and that. And it is unfair. But then there has to be a point where we go, I need help in getting myself forward, or through this, or out of this, or over this, or past this. So it's a little bit to someone's energy, but then again, life happens too to people. Does that make sense? Let's see. Yeah, that was a really good question, Noreen. People are saying, I love that question. Let's see. Oh God, I'm so sorry, Maureen. Oh God, I'm gonna vomit when I see it. I am literally talk about anxiety and panic disorder. I'm starting to have one. I so wish I never said that. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh God, there are a lot of things I do not want to know. I know. I don't want to know this one. Okay, do signs from our loved ones change? For a while I saw rainbows and a certain number for my dad. Lately I'm seeing another sign. Would it still be him, or is it someone else or something else? Yes, they do change. They can change. Why? Hard to say. It just feels like a change, or the click of a change. So Yes, they absolutely can change. There's nothing static in the world ever. Having said that, you might have a static sign and that sign is always your loved one. That can exist too, but we don't, there's a rule. So yeah, totally, Jillian, it can totally change. Oh gosh, let's see. Helen says, Regina, great question. Oh my God. I see you guys talking amongst yourselves, and I love that. This is the community now, but I'm not liking what we're bonding on. Okay, I keep seeing the number 5, Jane. How are you? I've been seeing the number 555 ever since I decided to retire. Today I saw 111, 222, 333 all on the same day. What is the significance? I'm kind of like starting to get into this repetitive number thing too, particularly 4444, 44. I think it's because I'm 44 years old. But God, when the hell did I get 44? That's so insane to me. I used to seem so old. Now I'm like, no, it's not old. It's just, got a little creakiness, but whatever. I think that's like an alignment. There's so many different schools of thought about what they represent. And I saw something on Instagram, where someone said 111 means this and 222 means that. I don't know that I would subscribe to any one of those things, but what resonates for you. But I always feel like when we get those type of winks, it's like an alignment, or it's like, yep, you're in the right place, right time, all is well. You're in the flow of the universe. Now, we're never not with the flow with the universe, except our minds can place us out of flow with the universe. So what's happening is what's supposed to be happening, and we could just adjust our mind to that. So that's what I mean by in alignment. Deborah, do you believe in fairies? My children said they see fairies as little tin twinkling lights, usually at night or dusk and outside the home. Have you had an experience with fairies? I have not. I do have kind of a funny story. That I had a client many years ago, and she had gone to another intuitive, and she had been having back problem, like upper back problems. And she said, oh, this other intuitive told me that my back problems were because that's where my fairy wings were growing in. And I remember thinking like, now I know why people have a negative connotation about what I do, because there's so many broad out aspects of this. Now, do I believe that her back problems was because her fairy wings were growing in? I would have to say that would be a hard no. I don't think that, but who's to say that I'm right on that? Do you know what I mean? Like I am a lot more grounded to say, oh, okay. She was happy with that answer, so I wasn't gonna like crush her about it. But that was a little bit like off. That was a little bit off of my scale. Let's put it that way. And I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I sound like I'm making fun of it. And I'm really actually not making fun of it, but I was just like, my gosh, that it never dawned on me that could happen. So no, I've never had fairies, but what I do like or experience fairies, but what I do like is the concept of fairy energy, which is very light and nature-like and childlike and whimsical and silly. So I could put it in the frame in that regard. Very much so, like saints to me are very wise, not necessarily better energy than a human being, but saints to me are people who are intellectually, spiritually wise. That's to me, that's my interpretation of saints. Angels are super compassionate, spiritual beings, energies. Again, not better than any other level. So fairies would be along the lines of that whimsical, playful, childlike energy existing in the world, if that makes sense. Kimberly, I've read somewhere recently about people that have birthmarks. It said that those people people that have a lot represent past lives they've lived. Yes. In the book called Children's Past Lives by Carol Bowman, she talks about this. She goes into a whole story about her son and a birthmark or eczema that he had. And it totally correlated to a past life. So in reading that, I've read that, yeah, sometimes we have a birthmark, and that's like where the, say somebody was shot with a gun right here and they died, then there's a birthmark here. My son, Christopher, when he comes on, sometimes everybody always thinks that he has this hickey on his neck, and this poor kid, because When he was younger, nobody thought it was a hickey, but now that he's 15, everybody thinks it's a hickey. And it's not a hickey, it's a birthmark. And he has one here and then on the back of his shoulder, which I believe like something either came through his back out his neck or through his neck out his back. So, yeah, that is a real thing. And there's studied proof about past lives. Not everybody with a birthmark, to my knowledge, but that there have been people who have proven past lives and have been able to identify how they passed in a past life. And there are birthmarks that correlate to how they pass. So there's provable science on this. I think his name is it Ian Stevenson? I don't know if it's Ian, but it's Stevenson is the last name of a guy who did a ton of past life research. Okay, Tim. Tim, you're making me feel better. Tim says he got a thing that looks like a Care Bear with rainbow butterflies flying out of its mouth when I searched for butterfly vomit. It's cute. I use Bing, though, and not Google. Thank you, Tim. I needed a positive spin, a Care Bear. I'll do a Care Bear stare. I'm all for the Care Bear stare. That was kind of the thought I was going with, I think. I don't know. But Tim uses Bing and not Google, and therefore we all need to now. Okay? Because I don't know what's happening on Google. I don't want to know. I think I will start screaming out loud of mortification. I'm pretty sure of it. I think they built a new Amazon distribution center near me because of the extent of my ordering problem, which is only heightened during quarantine. Totally. I like ordered toilet paper and paper towels that way. Okay, Carrie, when you start cooking, then I can worry. It sounds good. Oh, gosh. I have a 3 and 5-year-old. It gives me so much hope. Oh, my gosh. I don't know how you do the 3 and 5-year-old thing during this time. Totally don't know how you do it. This background's your favorite. Thank you, Diane. Okay, Jen, do you think that COVID, quarantine, the social issues, etc., have happened to take people out of their comfort zones to possibly make major changes in their lives and or appreciate things? Absolutely. And the people in their lives. Absolutely. I do believe that any forced change and any awareness that is brought to an individual or a group, and in this case, the group is 7 billion people on the planet. So that's pretty massive consciousness shift that we are taught that now, like, holy crap, whatever happens in one corner of the earth is going to have a ramification elsewhere in the globe. And yes, we've learned about this for our, since we're child. In fact, it's called the butterfly effect. What's the deal with the butterflies tonight? But there's a positive thing with the butterfly effect. So, oh my gosh. But we're finally realizing that we are more connected and we need to take care of each other. I think there's a collective awakening of the injustices in life, of the shadow side, the dark sides of our own personal selves. So when I hear people on social media, mostly social media, because where the hell else am I going to hear people? I don't see anybody. I'm in my house. But when I see people say those people on the left or those people on the right or those people who believe this or those people, I'm like, oh my God, can we each look at where we're all our own assholes? We're all assholes, right? We're all these divine beings, but we're all these humans that are kind of little assholes. And when we can embrace and start looking at those corners of ourselves that are maybe not so kind all the time, that maybe parts of yourself that that you don't even want to admit you have, like when someone's hurt you and you find out they're going through a hard time and there's that inclination when you're like, oh, good. Nobody wants to be that way. Nobody wants to respond that way, but that's a true human feeling. People who are feeling envious or jealous of other people or relationships, notice it within yourselves first. That's the only place where change is going to come. Anyone who's flying out their mouth like this person does this, they're wrong. That's not going to solve anything. That's just deflection and away from our own stuff. So I believe this time is truly a huge spiritual opportunity for humanity to slow down and start going, okay, what does Deb need? What does Jen need? What does Tim need? What does Helen need? What do all of you need? And start really asking what that is and responding to it. Or working towards responding towards it. What really works for you? What doesn't work? What fights do you need to fight? What injustices do you need to fight? Or how do you need to help? How do you need to help yourself? I believe this time is for that. I really do. And that part of me closing the center feels, this is why it's so conflicting, is that it feels like I've been granted the opportunity that I've never had in my life. The 44 years I'm on this planet, I have had the wolves at my heels all the time. And I finally feel like the first time where I'm able to just kind of go, I need to assess, what is it now that I want? I still have to do certain things, but I don't have to do them in the way I used to. And I can look at parts of this as being really good for me. That doesn't mean it's good for everybody, but I can not solve it for everyone. So I do think this is such a huge, huge, huge opportunity. And I said in meditation last night, for people who are doing stuff like this, who are looking to learn and grow and laugh and be real and be honest and open and meditate and all of that stuff, you guys are going to be fine through this whole quarantine. It's the people who are clinging to the way things were and wanting things to be the way things were when clearly Mother Earth is like, yeah, no, but that model's not working. That old model is outdated. We're now upgrading. Greg is telling me to look at my phone. I'm probably going to throw the phone out. Okay, I'm never going to look at the phone. I'm not looking at the phone. Now you're all telling me to look at my phone. I don't want to look. Okay, Kathleen, thank you. Do you think we can be shown a glimpse of the afterlife in dreams? Yes, absolutely. One dream stuck in my head for years now, or part of a dream, really. The scene of it is just beautiful. Yes, I do think we are able to see parts of heaven or the afterlife in dreams. Oh, God. No, Melanie, no. Read it so we can see a reaction. No. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Okay. I'm putting one of your cave boys to bed, Helen. Good night. Good night. Thank you, Katie. Katie says, don't look at it. Wait. Tim says, please look at your phone. Think about Legos. So I know I've never seen this. Please tell me, isn't there a movie like Caterpillar or something? God, I'm shaking. Isn't there like this horrible, I don't know if it's porn. I don't know. But isn't there something where like people's mouths were sewn? I think is David on here? I think David told me about Caterpillar or something. Is that what you guys are talking about? I am not looking at the phone. I hate my life. I didn't even think of that. That is not what I thought. And if there is a visual, I don't want to know about it. A lot of people having crazy dreams during the last couple of months. Yes, Tim, there are. I'm starting to get anxious. My gosh. Oh my God. Mallory, proud of you. I know we can do hard things. Yes, I love that. With Miss Glennon Doyle, we can do hard things. Okay. No, Greg saying, please take a big sip of water and look at your phone. Nope. Can't have anxiety. Not kidding. I don't even have an anxiety disorder, but I'm having palpitations. I believe this is why I can't go to Walmart. I could literally have a nervous breakdown in that store. I cannot go to Walmart. I absolutely have a breakdown, a complete full breakdown in Walmart. It's the overhead lighting, and then from there, it all goes to shit. I have a whole Walmart story. I usually tell that story in ETA. I did not get to tell it this year. Okay. Please tell me it's not like Eat, Pray, Live. Nope, it's not like Eat, Pray, Live. Nope. Although I liked that book. I really did like that book. Okay, Regina, I did answer your question. Good. I can't do that, Greg. I have an issue seeing certain visuals with holes, and seeing a lot of them together literally makes me weird out. So I'm a dead. Just say no to butterfly vomit. I think I know, but I think I know now what it is, and I'm not looking. I never saw it before, but I'm pretty sure it's David Rothstein. Somebody get him on the phone and find out if he's the one that told me about this thing where people's mouths are sewn to other people's other areas. Is that what this is? Can you guys tell me this? Okay. Empath's a lot of work to separate your feelings from Mother Nature. Helps grounding. Nature does help grounding. alternate nostril. I love it too. Aisha, you can't do not alternate nostril breathing because you have a deviated septum. I would practice Ujjayi breath. So that's like ocean breath. Look that up. It's UJJI. I have to write it to know it. Ujjayi. Oh my God. Message me. Or just look up UJJIJAY, I think. Breathing. And that can help. Okay. Ram Das, this is wonderful. More of what you hear and how you translate is so great too. Thank you, Nay. We can't tell you it's against YouTube's term of use. Feel left out. Tim saying his butterfly search came back cute. Good. Stay with Bing. Stay with Bing. Stay with Bing. Everyone stay with Bing. Bastards live forever and good people die. Why is that? Don't know. One of my lessons I'm here to learn. Oh my gosh. Phyllis said, what did I say about a poem? There's a poem that woman Cindy shared with me many years ago. And it's something about like, I did not die. I'm in the room next to you. Please don't cry. And imagine that I'm here and I'm hearing everything you're saying. I don't know the name of it, but that's the poem that Cindy was talking. It's beautiful. I'll see if I can look that up, but I can't touch my phone right now. In my experience working with people, the fear of change is paralyzing. There's a sense of deserving this discomfort, and the thought of anything different is foreign. There's a sense of deserving the discomfort. Got it. Yeah, fear of change is paralyzing for a lot of people. I tend to think those are the people who had like no change early on in life, that change is a foreign thing. Thank you, Christina. First of all, I meant nectar. I did. I really did. And I saw a butterfly drinking nectar. Secondly, screw it all. It's funny and you bring us all joy. Who cares? We needed laughter and you gave it to us. Good. I just hope. I'm getting hives. I'm getting hives. Okay. I know an awful lot of people have no idea how tough things can be. Marriage for a bazillion years, perfect kids, no worries. I hate that my life hasn't been like that. Yeah. Oh God, the fairy medium knows all about the butterfly moment. Oh God, I'm dying. Oh my God, Molly, I need a one-on-one session so badly. I've never done one. Heard it will help. It totally will help. We'll be opening. I still have to open for the rest of July. So July, I don't know when Michelle's opening it. She doesn't know when she's opening it because she's waiting for me to give her the times and dates that I'm going to be open for appointments. But I think she said for July 8th, but I can't touch my phone to look because I'm scared. I'm scared. But when it's time, I promise it will happen. Okay, Tony says COVID is going to kill me even if I don't get it. I'm off the charts with anxiety. I don't know how to stop. I need to learn and grow now. Yeah, it's I know with you, Shelly, there's so many things. It's the control aspect. It's a reality too. People with compromised immune systems do have to worry. So does that mean you're going to die? No, but the fact that there is something out there that is a big unknown and people are feeling like they're getting unrest about it, it's absolutely unnerving for sure. I mean, my brain can go there too, where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm fortunate that I don't feel like I worry about that part. I worry about the economy for a lot of people, but even that I feel will shake out. So you don't know how to stop is to, for you, Shelly, is the grounding and the breathing and the meditation. Do the alternate nostril breathing because that'll balance the left and the right brain. Pam went to Walmart in Kingston last week and saw a glass case with sex toys and couldn't believe my eyes, but this is crazy. Huh. Okay. Don't buy into the fear. Yeah, it's all on any news work and news outlets. you guys want to affect change in the world, we have to get to the media. That's who has to be changed, because we have to turn it off. You have to stop. You have to tell advertisers, listen, Coca-Cola, I don't want you advertising on this bullshit, scaring the world, inflamed, incendiary media that we have across all boards, all media. I have not seen one network that doesn't scare the living crap out of me. I mean, I put it on for like 5 minutes the other day and I was like, oh my God, if I was plugged into this 24/7, I'd be off my rocker. So turn off the media. Molly, that's exactly the one I'm thinking of. So I'm thinking of Human Centipede. That is the one. Yeah, David told me about it. So is that it? Is that what's happening? Is that it? God, I'm reading your whatever. Cindy wants to watch my face turn colors and pass out. Yep, butterfly effect. Do it. You guys are terrible. It's not a caterpillar. Okay. I was thinking the human centipede. That's what I was thinking. So now I'm even scareder. I'm even more scared. Is it worse than that? Is it worse than the human centipede thing? And I don't know what that was. It was a real movie. Was it a cartoon? I don't know. I just remember David telling me about it. Pretty horrible. Okay. All right. Jen said that crazy when you say, what does Jen want? Trying to find what makes yourself happy. Because that's what I told my husband the other day. I've always done for everyone to make them happy. I feel now is asking what's going to make me happy. Absolutely. That is the answer. When we start feeling happy, then we have time for other people, and it's authentic time. We have authentic time with ourselves, and then we have authentic time for people. Thank you, Carrie. Ujjayi, breathing. Ujjayi. Thank you. Someone sent you a message. I don't really care. No one's sending me a message. I hate you all. I know we started off strong and I was crying, and I don't want to cry with seeing something upsetting. Okay, Christina, how do you curb the I can't die thoughts? You said it was one of your first thoughts after having a baby, and I can totally relate to that. You actually help my anxiety more than you know, but it's horrible when it creeps back up. Health anxiety mainly. Oh my God, Christina. I remember being out of my gourd with that, oh my God, I'm going to die, and then I'm going to leave these kids, and what's going to happen? How are they going to live without me? Horrible. And I really think that's a mother instinct that kicks in that nobody talks about. So it's not like you're even prepared for, like, people are like, oh, say goodbye to your sleep now. They say all that stuff, but nobody ever says, like, hey, you're going to experience some really freaky anxiety and weird thoughts. But nobody ever tells you that because nobody wants to talk about it. So I think it's a real motherhood thing. And the health anxiety, you have to go back to, what's going on with my body right now? Is there anything that needs to be addressed? If there isn't anything and you're just worried about something that's coming, you bring yourself back to the present. Just bring it back to, like, no, right now I'm okay. I'm all right. Or if you're thinking about a health issue you had in the past and that you worry that's coming back, you go back to, how am I right now? So when we're really, truly unsafe, we can't ask ourselves that question. So when our brain goes to the past or the future, that's our brain feeling unsafe because it's not stable in the present. So always come back to, like, wait, how am I right now? I'm good right now. Everything's okay. And then you can add stuff like, what am I doing properly for my health? Am I moving? Am I eating right? Am I doing these things? You don't have to freak yourself out if you're not doing those things, but start going like, okay, I'm doing all the things that I can do for my health. So how do you curve them? Bring it back to the present of, like, oh, I call it the asshole brain. There's my asshole brain again. It's at it. It's trying to terrorize me. How do I bring it back to right here, right now? Oh, gosh. Regina has found the cute images and not so cute images of what I said earlier. Oh, human centipede. Oh, I can't believe I'm talking about that. I don't even want to say that. It's not terribly upsetting, but just inappropriate and rather funny. The Urban Dictionary is pretty good for that. Oh my gosh. So I shouldn't have anxiety over it. Like, I put something in everyone's brains, like, talk about collective consciousness. Okay, Molly, so it's okay. I figured it was inappropriate. Okay, I'm glad it's not the centipede thing. I was thinking caterpillar, butterfly, caterpillar, centipede. Nancy is saying postpartum depression suffered tremendously, sometimes called postpartum psychosis. Postpartum is no joke. I think women in today's society, because we've left that tribal way of being where each woman helps each other and we take care of each other. As women, we are social creatures and we need other people around, except for now we're like, oh my God, get out of my house, let me have my Corona bun and get out of here. But we need help with raising children. We can't do it all. And for some reason in 2020, we're supposed to be their teachers, their coaches, their motivational speakers, the one that feeds them, cooks them, cleans them, what about, well, not cooks them, you guys get what I mean. So that's way too much for any one person, let alone on top of that, we're supposed to be working, then we're supposed to be a partner, then we're supposed to have like multiple kids and they all have different needs. It's torture. And no one talks about this. Everyone goes, but I love it. It's so rewarding. Sometimes it's not. Let's just break it to you. Sometimes it's not rewarding. Like, we're exhausted out of your mind and then like the kids spill bath water all over. There's no fun in that. There's no happy mommy like, oh, it's just water. It's okay. And where are you, those mothers who were like, it's just water? Because I was not one of them. I would be like, God fucking damn it. Water's everywhere. I was crazy. So we're overwhelmed and the hormones are going. You're totally responsible. You love this little child so much that you can't even imagine. And then you get freaked out thinking, oh my God, what if something happened to him or her? Or what if something happened to me? And it's just a recipe for disaster. Okay, Carolyn is saying it's a man thing. Oh. Okay. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Christina, when I first found you, it was the most anxious, depressing time in my life. Health anxiety and new mom stuff. You helped me tremendously. I can't even tell you, Christina, that literally is why I do this, because first having new mom stuff, most anxious, depressing time. That was the most anxious and depressing time in my life too. And no one shares about it. Everyone's like, oh my God, let's do another mommy group. And I'd be like, oh, fuck, I hate mommy groups. I feel like I'm fat. I had so fat and I was like not wearing cute clothes at all. And I was feeling like a lump. And then it was like, oh my God, like I got to pack up this baby bag that weighs 18 tons that you really don't need anything in, but you have to pack up everything. And then you're lugging this baby around. I was sweating. My first 12 years of parenting, I was just a sweat ball. I never wore coats because I was hot all the time. Just walking around, moms are like, oh, do you do Chinese lessons? And you're like, no, I can't even read to them right now. I can't even know. It's called basic care. That's what we get, basic care. So I'm so glad that helped because I think new moms really need that. That's what I'm saying again, to speak to what's true and real, because you're going to be helping someone. We all need, we all get that person where you ever say, actually, I just saw this tonight before I came onto Facebook. Someone was saying something, basically they were like losing hope in the world. And this is a very hopeful person. And she says, you know what, did you ever get the feeling that like all hope is lost? And she was really having a moment and people were writing, no, never. I've never felt that way. And I was like, what jackass? Okay, if you've never felt that way, keep it to yourself. Because now you just made her feel even worse for thinking that something's wrong with her, when I personally think there's something wrong with someone who's like totally oblivious to what's going on in the world and that life is going on swimmingly all the time. So relating is what connects us. Don't make me realize like, okay, I've got that too. I've totally had that too. That's all I think people need. That's it. Nancy saying, I never want to be left alone with the baby. I'll tell you what, I used to think that I was going to accidentally drop the baby down the stairs. And I had such like panic and fear that I kept seeing myself like drop the baby down the stairs. It was horrible. Not like do it, but like that it was going to happen. And it was crippling to me, like, what the hell is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? So, and yes, it is hard when you don't have someone who's going to tell you the truth, especially women. We got to stick together. Okay. Kind of like, how would a man feel about a COVID test? The one that goes way up inside the nose. But how about that in the penis? Guys, I don't even have a penis, and that's making me feel terribly uncomfortable. With a nice big Q-tip. Is this what this butterfly thing is? I don't know. I'm literally like clenching I'm doing Kegels. I'm Kegling. Let's see. Survival, relax. This night started emotional, depressing. You brought a different spin on it, ended up making us laugh at your expense. Hilarious. I've done my job. Absolutely. Maybe we should end there. Let's see. What happens when you're about to go to sleep and you catch yourself from feeling? Do you mean, yeah, Marnie, I was saying the same. Going to say the same. Did you mean falling? You catch yourself from falling? I just saw a funny meme about that on Facebook. Death is nothing at all. Jane, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is the poem. Who asked about the poem? Joe, who are you? Phyllis, I think, earlier asked about the poem. Thank you, Jane. Death is Nothing at All by Henry Scott Holland is the name of the poem that Cindy shared with me many years ago. Greg, stop commenting. I'm going to die. So, Aisha, did you mean falling? When you get that feeling of falling, that's actually all of your muscles starting to relax, and it jolts you because all of your muscles are relaxing. And look, let's see. Deep thoughts. All right. I do think it should be time to end this because you're all going to like coax me into looking at my phone, and I can't. So, next Monday night I'll be here. Tomorrow night I have a virtual gallery with I don't know how many spots are left. I don't think there's too many, but I could be wrong on that. I'm just trying to think of the emails that Michelle sent me today to let me know. Like, I think there was 20 signed up for it. I think that's what that was. But anyway, my coaching will be out soon. If you are interested in coaching, and if you've reached out before in the past and you're on the list, then don't worry, you're already on the list. But if you haven't mentioned that you are interested in the coaching, then just send an email to the office so we could add you to the list to specifically let you know when we're going to doing the original call to explain the whole process. And I will have large groups that will be very affordable, and then the group sizes will diminish as you go up all the way to one-on-one coaching if that's what you wish. So have a fabulous night. Carolyn, thank you for that. Saying a prayer tonight. The closing of the center is just maybe we can look at it as we're opening worldwide because now we're connected through technology, like I believe Aisha said. So I love you all so much. I thank you that you stick with me all this time and that you're interested in what I have to say. I just find that to be amazing. And I will see you all, Sunday night for meditation and all that other good stuff. You know where to find me. So give your comment on Facebook once you learn of okay. Oh God. I might go back on Facebook. We'll see. So have a good night, everyone. See you next Monday night. We'll totally steer away from the whole butterfly thing. Good night. Bye.